So next we'll have student finalist Joanna Wang from the Material Science and Engineering talking about using color to fight infection.
How does nature make the colorful world around us, such as flowers, butterfly wings, or an abalone shell? The first thing that comes to your mind is probably a pigment or dye. While those are true, nature has a secret ingredient, and she uses structure to make color. Take a look at the abalone shell and at the transparent crystal. Nature made both out of the same material called calcium carbonate. But the reason the abalone shell looks so vibrant is because if you zoom in under a microscope, you'll see that it's made up of many thin layers. So that when the light around us reaches these thin layers, it bounces around in between, and only one color manages to escape and reach your eye. And because this color is due to structure alone, we call this structural color. So, if nature can make thin layers into colorful things, can we as scientists mimic nature's structure to also make vibrant materials? In my research, I focus on converting dull, boring-looking silicon, which is on the top right, into something beautiful and vibrant. I give the silicon structure by hollowing it out so that it looks like a sponge. And like the one you see in your kitchen, it's made up of dense and light layers. And because I can control the thickness and the spacing of these layers, I'm able to turn gray silicon into any color I want, as you can see from the picture. The most special thing about this structure is that it can get soaked in a liquid. And when this happens, the color changes. This is very important to us because it allows us to build sensors out of these sponges and to tackle real-world problems, such as catheter-related infections. Catheter-related infections affect over 80,000 Americans alone, leading to tens of thousands of deaths and up to $2.3 billion in hospital costs. One of the reasons this happens is because nurses don't know whether or not the catheters are sterilized. We help nurses visualize the sterilization process by embedding the silicon sponges onto the tip of catheters, so that when the nurses swab the catheter, it changes from green to red. This tells the nurse that they have applied the alcohol on the entire surface of the catheter. This also tells them that they need to stop and wait for the alcohol to dry. And once the alcohol is dry, the catheter returns to its green original color, letting the nurse know that it's time to go and inject the therapeutic. So by simply embedding nature's structure on the abalone shell into the tip of catheters, we can use color to fight infection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joanna. This is a very interesting presentation of your work on mimicking natures from layer structures, nanostructure, all the way to solving a surgical or medical problems.
Thank you.
So tell us something about what would be your favorite place to visit and why?
I would like to go to Florence. I've actually been there once, but I really like going there because they have really good food, especially pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah,
yes.
It's not like the American one. It's not greasy at all. It's really light and fresh.
Yeah. What else do you like at Florence?
I also really like their gelato. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very nice. And yeah, tell us someone who had major impact on your life so far.
So I would say my mom made a big impact in my life. I think growing up, I didn't play with like traditional girl toys like Barbies. I played with a lot of rocks and Legos, and she really encouraged that. And so I think that maybe encouraged me to do something like this now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.